Cotman, Crawford, and the Jersey Guy podcast.
Hey everybody, Kenny Cotman,
Lewis Crawford,
And I'm Tom Ramage, the Jersey Guy.
Hello. How are we doing this evening?
doing good.
Good stuff, brother. So to our listeners and everybody, brother Tom is out. So happy anniversary to Tom.
Oh no, it's birthday.
Birthday. I'm sorry, birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
His wifey's
Yeah,
birthday.
wife's birthday.
Okay, so happy birthday to wifey. Tom's wifey, not my wifey. Yeah.
So it's just me and Kenny tonight.
Yeah, so we're chilling. And you good, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good.
Awesome sauce.
Good.
Awesome sauce. I love it. Yes. So good. So tonight's returning guest is Jennifer from Wounded Warrior Women.
Woman.
Woman. Sorry.
That's right.
Yes. How you doing, Miss Jenny?
I am doing good.
Good,
I'm
good.
very, very happy to be here.
All right.
I'm very happy to be here.
Got you. Hey, Lou.
So that's right. We have my daughter Jennifer here with us, returning to launch her podcast with us. So we're going to do a crossover. So she's here to do hers as well. So this will be on her podcast as well. So you'll hear both of us. Well, we're glad to have you on, Jen. We're excited for you for doing this podcast. It's going to be great. So far, everything that I've read and what you've done with your website, super talented. And I told you when we spoke on the phone last time how impressed I was with your writing and just how, I like the fact that you just let it flow. And that's great. And that's the way it should be. Because if you're going to do it, might as well just do it from the heart.
Yep.
And you can tell.
Right.
You can tell.
Yep. So refresh everybody's memory, Jenny, about what it is that you're doing with Wounded Warrior
Wait.
Women.
Hold on. Before you do
not
that,
yet.
I want to hear the intro music, but without anybody saying anything. I want to play it.
Oh, okay.
Just-
Yeah.
I want to
Let's
listen
play
to
it. Yeah.
Okay. Real quick. That's good stuff.
That's pretty
I
cool.
like it.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And it was like a really difficult choice because I wasn't sure what direction to go in, but I knew I didn't want it to be all happy and upbeat and, light. I wanted it to convey pain and struggle and overcoming things, you know?
Right.
And I think that's kind of what I feel when I hear it, at least.
Right. Yeah.
So then again,
I got that too.
So tell
Strength.
just I said for people that don't remember what it is last
Okay,
time.
so I do have a little introduction I'm going to read, but before I
for it.
start that, I will say that the podcast will be called "Healing into Your Power," and I'll read the introduction here, and we'll go from there.
Awesome.
Sounds good?
Yes.
All right. So first, welcome, beautiful souls. I'm Jennifer, and I will be your host. I want the combo between me and my dad and the guys to sort of just flow, but I do have something I'd like to say. So first, I think it's really important to talk about who I am and what I've been through. The internet in general is sort of being spammed with self-help coaches and advice. And I want to make it clear that although the goal here is most definitely to help people care for themselves, this is not going to be your typical self-help internet thing that you find. We are going to talk about some real shit here. And so to get the ugly part over, I have been sexually assaulted more times than I'd like to count. I've lived through life-threatening domestic violence more than once. I know what it means to be owned by another human being and what it means to be sex trafficked. I am a recovering addict, and my childhood wasn't all picnics and fairy tales either. So I just want to get that on the table because it's important to me that anyone listening feels like I can understand their pain. It is important to me that anyone who is listening knows that they're not alone and not the cliche version you see in the Facebook groups. You are really not alone anymore. Because before I started my healing journey, I was carrying so much fucking pain that I couldn't recognize healthy if it was staring me right in the face. All I knew was pain, guilt, fear, shame, anxiety, self-hatred. And the worse the pain got, the darker my life got, until finally I'd had enough. And I was standing on the sidewalk one day trying to figure out how to get some money so I could buy drugs. And it hit me. Everything. All the pain, all the guilt. I was like, I was hitting the head, the heart, and the gut all at once. And in that moment, I knew I couldn't live like this anymore. I couldn't do it. And I was done. I was ready to punch out. I was done. But then something like a voice came from inside me and said, hey, before you cash in your chips, you do know that you have a choice, right? You can choose to stop feeling like this and living this way. And anyone who might be even remotely healthy that is listening will think, well, duh, you can't tell me you didn't know that you had a choice. But that's what I'm saying. I felt it was my duty as the awful human being that I had declared myself to be, to endure as much punishment as I possibly could as some sort of penance to the universe and the people I thought I hurt. Looking back, I know that that thinking is backward. I know now that there is no sense in punishing myself, especially not to benefit anyone or anything. So through my exhausted and sick mind, on this random day when everything had become too much, I was able to get a message from what I now believe was the higher version of me, the part of me that's more spirit than human. And because of that, I'm here right now hosting this podcast. And my point is that sometimes our own voice in our own head is not enough to get the message across. And if you won't listen to anyone, there's only one direction you can go. And because of that, it is crucial for us to continue to keep our hearts and our minds open so we can be sure to hear what we need to hear when we need to hear it. On this show, we will tackle it all, but number one, we will be reintroducing us to ourselves, figuring out who we really are, what we really want, and what is standing in the way of us being who we're meant to be. I know it's cheesy, but the truth is we are much more powerful and gifted than we could ever imagine. And in almost 5 years of this healing journey, I still, on a daily basis, discover more about myself, my potential to help and better the world, and the potential of all human beings every day. I learn something new. All right. The most important thing, though, being truthful with ourselves and being accountable. And for those of you out there who beat yourselves up all day long every time you make a mistake, that's not accountability. It's self-harm. So stop. Accountability doesn't have to be harsh or mean. It just has to be true. And being honest with ourselves mean we can deliver the news however we want. So why not deliver it with some kindness? We just have to be good to ourselves. And that's my introduction. I have some topics we can talk about and stuff, but that's the intro.
That's
so
cool.
There you are.
That's excellent. Well, there you go. That works. Because, it's like we had said the last time you were on with us, people don't know. People don't understand. People don't believe that they are in a bad place and that it's up to them, to try to get themselves out of it, to look for the help, to know that there's help out there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm proud of you. I'm happy. I'm excited
awesome.
for you, man.
Really
this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I really am. I'm very excited. I mean, if even only one person that listens to my podcast figures out that, they have a choice, that they actually have power over their own lives, that'll be enough. That'll mean that the podcast was worth it, even if it's only just one person.
Absolutely.
Yes, all day. That's right. It only takes one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Is that one person that then they put on and, they tell somebody else about it. And, it's just that word of mouth. It's that feeling. It's that change in that person because, and it's like you said, it's almost not almost, it's in everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's you need that support in everything.
Right. We need to be connected.
Right.
We can't just pretend we're these lone wolves out there in the world. As human beings, we were literally built to connect to each other, and we are so disconnected on so many levels and have been for hundreds of years, but it doesn't mean that we have to be. You know, we can choose to connect. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but the dividends that you get from it are beyond your wildest dreams, literally.
Definitely. Now, you looking to do weekly, bi-weekly episodes?
I'm going to start out with weekly just because I have so many ideas.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm going to see how it goes. I don't have I'm starting out very basic. My dad was kind enough to get me a really cool mic that I'm super excited to use.
Nice. Now, using it now?
No, because you guys are calling me on my phone, so there's really no point in me using it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I was trying to figure out a way to use it and use the phone, but I was like, no, that's just too much.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to use it. But yeah, so I'm just starting out with the basics. I don't have a board or anything yet, so I can't really take calls yet. But I have a ton of ideas, so I think I'm just going to go through my ideas to start out with, see what the responses, and then take things from there and just kind of feel it as I go.
And
is that what you guys did?
You have your well, yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, we started off very basic.
Yeah.
We didn't. And you know, and every day that we do this, or every time that we do this, I should say, we learn something new every time.
Every time,
and we love it, and it's a great idea, and and we're happy for you and happy to help you do the same thing and
this
get the same. You know,
because like anything, anything that's going to be positive is where we're at. That's why we do how we do, and that's one thing I will say that we've been pretty decent at is sticking to the rules that we made for ourselves on the show.
Yeah,
you know, and you know we try to get as much info as we can out there. We try to talk about things that mean something to us and hopefully mean to our listeners.
Right.
You know,
definitely you guys do.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, and that's just what you have to do. Now, as you know,
and I absolutely believe you're going to. So
definitely. No, that you're gonna have so many people listening and following. You know, you have. So now I'd like for you to please. Do you have the social media page? You have
website.
The website. Yeah. So go ahead. Talk to us.
So I'm sure all the info will be in the post that Tom will so lovingly make for us. When this is done. But I have a website, which isn't just a website. It's also a community. So anybody who joins there, it's totally free. Anybody who joins there, you can post on it like Facebook. You can talk to each other privately in private chats, or you can make a group chat, or you can post your own article, or you can just post how you're feeling for the day, or you can send me a message directly and just say, hey, can we talk about this privately, or can you talk about this on the show? Whatever you want. So the website is wounded, WOUNDED warrior, WARRIOR woman, WOMAN.MN.co. There's no M at the end, just .co. And then I'm on Facebook with the same name, Wounded Warrior Woman.
Okay.
So pretty easy to reach.
Good
and
stuff.
There's an email for the podcast is just healingintoyourpower@gmail.com. So if anybody has questions or they want to suggest something for me to talk about, I will say, though, there will be one difference between my podcast and your guys's, which will be that
I hope so.
I'm not going to, there'll be a bunch of differences, but I just mean like as far as the rules for ourselves are I'm not going to stray away from political issues because they're so true to what's important to us as human beings right now. And I feel like if I'm going to do a healing podcast, I have to talk honestly about things like voting rights and racial inequality and gender inequality and discrimination and, you know, women's right to choose and things like that. I sort of feel a responsibility to do that. You know?
Well, definitely. That's what you're doing. You know what I mean? That's
right.
That's where you're at. You know,
exactly.
Our thing was more that we wanted to make it where
entertaining and informative and informative.
Right.
And enjoy ourselves. You know, we have so much of it all over the place, no matter where you turn or look or hear or whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, all right, I don't want to do that. Okay. I want to do something that's going to be.
Which is why I was curious what you guys thought about me doing it, and if you thought that was the right move for me.
Hopefully, it'll address people being able to understand other people and
Right.
figuring out where they can meet somewhere in the middle somewhere, hopefully.
Yeah.
Right.
If it
And
does any
that's
help,
what the
Right.
point is.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
Is for us to just figure out that the only race is the human race. You
Yep.
know, we're
Right.
all connected on the inside. We're literally all connected. And when all of this crap here on earth is over and we go back to where we're really all from, the people who thought that the color of our skin mattered are going to feel like idiots,
Yeah.
you know, because that shit literally doesn't matter at
No,
all.
it does not.
Right.
You know,
that's
and
why,
it's just like insane to me
right.
that we're even here.
And that's why your podcast, you know, you doing that, you talking to people, reaching out and having that, that's what you're about.
Right.
That's
You're not-
who
Yeah.
you are. You
You're
know,
not getting into the what you like, don't like, in
Right,
the sense
yeah.
of the word where you're telling people they're wrong.
right.
But you're
No,
at the same
Yeah.
time
No.
saying, hey,
Yeah. You're going to help people.
right,
You're
hopefully
going to
you'll
help
get
people.
people will understand. Of course,
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
just
Good,
be prepared. You
good.
know you're going to get somebody
oh
anyway,
yeah,
regardless.
well,
So
of course,
Yeah.
of
just
course,
you deal with it as you need the best way you can. That's
Yeah.
all.
right, exactly, exactly. By ignoring it.
You know,
Yeah.
I wanted
Yeah.
to say something about what you said earlier about how people are not alone and
Yeah,
you're not the only one who's going through pain and everything. I can probably say there have been points in my life that I can think to myself where I know where things have felt that way for me,
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah,
I got through it. You know,
Mm.
even though at the time I didn't think I was going to, or
Right.
I was. This is going to be forever,
Right, but
and
did
I'm
you have
never
support?
gonna. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
You see?
You know,
So
it just
now-
depends where. It depends on like what Jenny said earlier, because she, in a sense, secluded herself from all the help she could have gotten.
Right,
she was
right.
doing all the things
yeah,
she was
Yes, I
doing,
did.
you know, to punish herself. What
Right.
she mentioned, which
Yeah.
makes so much sense because that's what we do.
Right.
You know, we
Yep.
beat ourselves up to the point where, like, all right, yeah, okay, so you did that, well, whatever. You won't do it again,
Mhm.
or
right.
you know, you learn from it. You understand now why or the reason. You know,
right.
at some
we
point
keep moving forward.
Right.
At some point, it's going to click, you know, and sometimes it's longer for some people. Sometimes,
Well, I'm just glad that it did click for you now. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, absolutely.
and-
I'm glad we're
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I said, this is awesome that, you know, I think it's always easier to tell people how to be, I guess, or how
Right.
not to be, how to deal with certain things when you didn't have to deal with that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So that then I can sit here all day and be positive. Well, no, you could have just said no to this. You could have said no to
Right.
that, or walked away, or why did you put yourself in that situation? Not trying to sound judgy, but you know what I'm saying? And it's never that easy, you know?
No.
It's always, everybody has that moment being in a rut, being that little bit of depressed. And it takes just that little bit that will just grow to where you're
Right.
now you're just in a bad
Oh,
place.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I know that
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah. We all know it to some
Perfectly.
extent. You know what I mean? We all
Yes.
do. We all know it. And,
It
you know,
sucks.
Exactly. And that's the point of the podcast. The
Right.
point of the podcast isn't that in
Yeah.
order for you to listen to my podcast and understand it, you're going to have to have been raped or gone through
Right.
something
No, right.
terrible.
No.
That's not the truth. Anybody with pain, anybody with human pain should be able to understand what I'm trying to say,
mhm.
you know,
what
or
you're-
relate.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Jen.
No, you're good. You're good, Dad. Go ahead.
What I was
Go
going to say, I always say this one thing. We all have pain,
Right.
but my pain is no better or worse than your
Than
pain.
yours. Right.
Your pain
Right.
is your pain.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't know what it is you're feeling.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
You know what
don't.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
and you don't know what I'm feeling. But
Yeah.
to turn around,
Right.
because there are people who are, well, you don't know what I've been through or what happened to me. Yeah, okay, that's all terrible and everything.
Mhm.
But yeah,
We've
but you don't know
all
what I've been through.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't try to measure it up like yours was worse
Exactly.
than
There's no
mine.
comparison.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly. And
Because when we try to measure those things, that's when we become the ugly version of ourselves
Exactly.
that the world wants us to be.
Mhm.
Because when we're like that, we hold no power.
Right.
You know what I mean? When we're all separated by petty bullshit, we can't get shit done.
Right.
And that's what makes us easier to control by like billionaires and trillionaires and, you know, the way the world is right now,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because look at us. Look at us.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like reprehensible, you know, and it's just, we have a choice. If we choose to connect, we will be on the winning side.
Right.
So there's no reason not to,
Right.
you know, and that's just what I'm trying to convey that.
Yep.
No matter what you've been through, no matter what you've done, you can always come back from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Almost. If you're Jeffrey Dahmer or doing stuff like what he did.
Well, there are extremes. Yeah, there are extremes.
Right, there are extremes on
Freddy
every
Krueger
side.
or Jason.
That's
right.
funny.
We are in the Halloween season almost.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah. Just about. Now, a question. Now, are you looking to have guests on?
Yes.
Like, are you gonna now? Do you have an idea of who is gonna be on?
Or is that just kind of something you're gonna go by fly? Just figure it out as you go.
I sort of have an idea, and I'm also hoping to go sort of like feel things out and see if anyone reaches out to me that might be interesting. But I do plan on having everyday average women who have been through extraordinary, circumstances. I have a friend who survived cancer, a double mastectomy, and was never supposed to have kids, and now she has 2. She's got a happy marriage. She's beautiful. She she supports other women and causes, and she's just really heroic and brave in her, in the way that she's gone through her struggle. And I really feel like people will be able to connect with guests like that.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, because so many people, don't be afraid to have those people on. You know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid to say, oh, wait, you know what? If you don't mind, come on the show. Because that's basically like even what we do. Doesn't matter what it is that we're talking about. It's like, hey, you want to come on? Let's just come on.
Yeah.
And,
because everybody's got a different point of view on things. And,
right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's so interesting to see the journey that you guys have been on with your guests.
Oh,
I was looking at some of your guests the other day, and I was like, oh my goodness, you guys have really been on one wild journey from one guest to the next. I'm like, you guys have some really interesting people that you got to talk to.
Thank you. And those are people that are basically, literally in our community.
Right. Just people that we know.
People that we come across. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And it's awesome. And that's why I'm saying, I hope, I know you will, because you already said you will, but that, you just stick to that. Use the people in your area.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Always, we always talk about it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village also to support the people that are in that community.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for you, that you're doing this and how you do it, which is an amazing. I told you that the last time. This is probably one of the coolest things that I've heard, being done. And I commend you all freaking day long. So that then you being able to help other people in your area, that right there, that speaks volumes of your character, of who you are. You know what I mean? And something you should just be proud of. Enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
And
because you're always going to be able to identify with something.
Mm-hmm.
With that one person, they can tell you 100 things, and there'll be one thing you can identify. But and then you can understand all. Not you need that to understand everything else. But it's like no, I don't. I can't understand how you experienced it. I can never feel it, but I could sympathize with you.
Right,
exactly. From what you tell me,
exactly.
I want to hear your story, and hopefully that'll make you better. You know what I mean?
And you can just show me that you care that I went through it.
Right.
And that's really all that it takes is showing someone else that you recognize what they went through.
Right.
I see you. You didn't do that in vain.
Right.
You're not standing there in the dark. I am shining a light on you. You are seeing what you went through matters. You matter,
Yep.
And there are a lot of people, a lot of unsung heroes out here who have been through hell and back again. And you have the ignorance to judge them in the Walmart parking lot because of how they park their car.
Right.
And I do it too. You know what I mean? Like everybody does it.
Well,
we just need to second guess it when we do it.
Well, I just don't want my car to get scratched,
The only thing I'm going to say is I do not park like that. I'm just saying. I do not. It pisses me off.
I put everything, but
and
you
I
cannot
put my shopping
park.
carts back every time.
Yes, I put mine back too.
I'm not that guy.
I put mine back
I'm not
too.
that guy. No, I'm sorry.
I put mine back too.
No.
That is funny.
Every once in a while, I might leave it.
Yeah.
But
no.
Yeah. Sure. No, but and it takes that kind word. Like I tell you what I've been trying to do. I walk, when I'm walking in the store. Matter of fact, today I stopped off at the bank. And I held the door open for the guy that was done at the ATM inside, and he's like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "No problem, brother. Have a good day. Be safe."
I do this
You know
all
what
the
I'm
time.
saying?
I do it all the time.
love that.
And then
I love that.
I've been trying to make that my thing because now they're caught so off guard.
I know.
Do it. I do it all the time.
Yeah, but that they're caught off
Do you ever
guard.
just smile at somebody?
Yeah.
People look terrified.
Yeah, they're like, "Why are you smiling?"
Like you-
Yeah, where's my wallet?
When I was working at my last job, I was in the supermarket a lot.
Right.
Right.
And I always made eye
yeah.
contact with people. And anytime I did, I just made it a habit to say good morning or
Yep.
whether it was sir or madam or whoever it was.
Right.
You know?
Right,
And it did throw them off, but they always said it back. Most of the times they got it
Yeah,
back.
Yeah.
usually
And, you
I
know-
would say like 90% of the time people will give it back to you,
Right.
even if they just do it out of instinct.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but every once in a while you get that look like you stepped
Like-
on their puppy or
Yeah,
something just because
yeah.
you said good morning.
Yeah.
And I'm
Right.
like, oh,
Yeah.
Yep. And
I
that's
feel
the
sorry
thing.
for
Yeah.
you, baby.
Yeah, and that's what it is that people need, and that's that support. You know what I mean? That could be that
Right.
one thing. It's that one kind word you can say to anybody. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
word it is. It's like you have that one smell. You smelling a food or a perfume that brings back that one happy memory.
Right.
Yeah.
You later on in
Yeah.
your day, if your morning started out kind of funky because you're a little bit tired,
And then someone said good
and
morning
somebody
to
says,
you.
"Hey, good morning," all right, have a
have
good
a
one.
nice day.
Held the door open or whatever, or just let you
It
go.
reminds you
of-
humanity isn't lost.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that then
Yeah.
you have that and you take it with you through the day. And, people don't know that they do it, but it's pay it forward. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
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 And they don't pay any attention. So again, you doing this kind of podcast, is paying it forward. You
Well, thank you.
This is all day. I think that should be your motto. That should be your logo in there.
She can't.
Kenny said,
Kenny
yeah.
said.
Pay it forward.
No,
Yes.
it's good. It's it's hard for. Listen, what you're doing is actually takes a lot of strength.
Yes.
and a lot of to be like say, hey, you know what? I don't care. This is what I've been through. I want to share it with people because I feel like if I can do that, if hopefully people will respond to it and they'll be like, it's a direction they can go themselves and
Right.
do that and help
Yeah.
themselves out.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's possible to get better.
Yeah.
It's possible to live, a happy life,
Yeah.
a life where you feel like, fulfilled and grateful instead of hate yourself and feel terrible all the time
Mhm.
and angry.
Yeah.
One of the topics we're going to talk about on my show for sure will be the fact that anger is almost never anger. Usually it's sadness masked as anger, disappointment masked as anger, grief masked as anger, and we go out there into the world so angry when we're hurt, because we are too afraid to be vulnerable.
Mhm.
Right.
But
Yeah. Save
we
that.
really
word.
need to re-examine that,
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. Because that's
Yeah.
what in the other one that I said, I'm always angry. Like I just have that. You know what I mean? I'm just always angry. I don't feel that it's anything else, That's,
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
Yeah, I think anger is it can branch off from anything, right?
Right.
You
Yeah.
just mentioned,
Yeah.
you're not feeling good. You got pain, physical pain.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you're
Like-
grouchy. You're like,
Yeah.
enough with this. I'm
Yeah.
tired of
I hate
Right.
you, but it
Short
hurts.
tempered,
Right,
moody.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You know, like recently I had to make a difficult decision. Dad knows what I'm talking about,
Right.
and I was angry leading up to that decision for no reason, like not outrageously angry, but snippy,
Right.
and short. And I was like, wait a minute, this is not me anymore. Why am I being like this?
Mhm.
And I realized what it was. It was this big decision I had to make, and it was affecting me more emotionally than I would have liked to admit at the time. So instead, I tried to act like I was fine, and it came out as anger,
Mhm.
Right.
and I could have really made some bad decisions through that anger, and ended up hurting myself or hurting someone I love, for no reason.
Right.
There was no reason for it. I had
Mhm.
come far enough to recognize that this was not me, and I needed to take a step back and really think about what was going on here.
And why
when
it
I
was
did
making you
that-
feel the way it was making you feel.
Right. And when I did that, luckily I had a little help. I had some people call me, wink, wink, Dad.
Aw, that's so
Say they were
sweet.
worried about me, whatever. But yeah. So
Well,
I,
that's
But
cool.
remember when I called you, of course,
Yeah.
I didn't want to overstep my boundaries.
Right,
I didn't
right,
want to tell
right.
her what she should do.
no,
what she
and
should-
you
No.
were very
was
good.
really-
You made
I
it
think
very clear.
It's really more about
were-
me because
Yeah.
of what I was feeling, and I
Right.
felt like I needed to share that with her,
Mhm.
so she understood. Like, listen,
Yeah.
I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you how I feel, and this
Right.
is what I'm worried about,
Yep.
kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
And
That's the idea.
Right.
Yeah,
but
that's the only thing, yeah.
and that's like I said, that's why the podcast, your podcast, Jenny, is going to be that much needed,
Yeah.
because
Thank
just to
you.
know that you can be, when you call in, like you said, send a text message or whatever the case may be, email, whatever, that
Yeah.
somebody knows, at least they understand that they can
Right.
reach
Right.
out to you. You know what I'm saying? When they
Yeah.
feel, again, like there's nobody else around. Now, what's the first topic going to be? Is it going to be the anger one?
You know what? I haven't officially landed on exactly what I'm going to start with. There are so many important topics
Mm-hmm.
that can be talked about right now. But yeah, I think I might start with a combination of an episode that sort of talks about anger, letting go, and forgiveness.
Yeah.
Forgiveness mostly for forgiving ourselves, because
Yes.
that's where we tend to find the most difficulty.
Okay, that makes
You'll
sense.
forgive somebody who ran over your dog if they
No,
say
I
it with
won't.
tears in their eyes. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You would definitely would
This
not.
guy, he's like, no. Yeah,
Yeah,
I wish
no.
everybody could see his face right now.
Yeah.
He's like,
No, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's not me.
Yeah. Well, I think the hardest thing to do, right, is to forgive yourself, right? We're the worst.
Yeah.
We're our own worst enemy in a lot of
Right.
ways.
Oh, yeah,
So
definitely.
we just-
Definitely.
Yeah, for
Definitely.
real.
And
For
how long
real.
are the episodes going to be?
They'll be an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, 45 minutes to an hour, somewhere in that neighborhood. Sort of the same length as your guys. I
There you
figure
go.
that'll give me plenty of time to talk about a couple of different things. And if I have a guest, to ask a few questions and get some good conversation going and,
Mhm.
Right.
and go from there.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to listening to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a given that we have to. Nothing but support. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
put the word
Thank
out.
you guys.
Yeah, when you get the cards too, give me the cards. Give us the cards.
Oh,
Send them,
yeah.
So we can
Yeah.
hand
I
them
will
out.
have the cards
Absolutely.
in the near future. I will definitely have them.
Yes.
And I'll definitely share as soon as I have them.
Yep, and set up your little QR code and whatnot too on it, like we did on ours. So this way, people can just
Man,
Yeah.
yeah.
fancy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Yo, check
Listen,
it out, yo.
listen. We're trying. We want to be famous soon. Yeah, I used to say it in the old ones, like Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, he
like,
has this.
I just want to go over there. Like I said,
he's the dreamer, Jen.
yeah, I
he's the
just
dreamer.
want to get in there.
Well,
and
you
sit
know
with
what?
them.
Every group needs a real dreamer, for
Yeah,
real.
I just want.
And let me tell you something. There is science that shows when you imagine yourself in, places that you could never dream of, but you really picture yourself there. There's science that says it helps you get there.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
by visualizing it.
Like
Yeah.
self
So-
manifestation.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Speak it into
yeah.
fruition. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have to do it pretty consistently, and you have to actually believe
Oh,
what you're saying.
I believe it. I believe.
I
say it
believe you
1,000
do.
times every day.
Yes,
before
believe
go to
you
bed.
do.
Hell yeah.
1,000 times before I go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Dude.
And what's that from?
No, it's nothing. I made it up myself.
Yeah.
I thought for
hilarious.
sure that was from a movie.
Yeah,
and I
right.
was
Yeah,
missing
just
it because
like-
it
just-
sounded really funny.
Just rolled out of my.
Yeah. You're so talented, Lou. That is funny.
great.
as hell.
Oh,
Yeah, but no, like I said, this is and like with us, we just went from super serious, to a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
That this is what it is that people are going to need. You have that serious, you let them know what it's about, you let them vent, say that stuff. Or like I said, just even if you're reading a message or mail or what have you, and then just to make them feel better, you give them that little funny.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Because.
right,
you know,
exactly. Oh, yeah. I mean, a huge part of my journey has been laughter.
Yep.
And the man I ended up falling in love with, all he does is make me laugh. I mean, all we do is laugh.
Well, that's
It's
awesome.
like,
Yeah.
It's like we're Abbott and Costello. We just feed off of each other,
Nice.
and it just goes
Nice.
crazy. I mean, it's really,
Abbott
really
and
nuts.
who? I'm too young for
Costello.
that. Who's that? I don't know who that is. I'm too young for that.
Oh, come on.
I
Yeah,
almost
right.
paid it off. You just turned around.
Who's
Hold
on
up.
first?
Laurel
What's
and
on
Hardy
second?
and,
Yeah, who's on first? What's on second?
Right.
Yeah. No, but
Classic.
that's awesome. And you know what? It wouldn't be a bad idea. See, I'm going to do this to you. Have him on with you. One episode or
Yeah, you
something.
know what?
Because he's been there. He knows what your struggle is. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he's there
Or
with
just
you
have
now.
him on as just kind of No, I think Kenny's right, because then you can kind of just do it the kind of way we do it. We all talk about how we want to get things going or whatever,
Right. Mhm.
and we always realize that it's going to take on a life of its own, and
Yeah.
it's just going to go,
Right.
which
Yeah.
is really the way you
right.
want it to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the good thing about what we do.
And-
Organic.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
It's organic.
Like, you
that.
could pick the one topic, you know what I'm saying? Pick a topic
Right.
and just have it
Yeah.
one that that's his strength. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that would be the one that's not going to get the wheels in your brain
Right.
moving and
or his.
Yeah.
and or
Of
his,
course.
right, exactly. And then you guys, and I'm not saying you have to let him on every single time or whatever like that. I'm just saying, it's that one episode that you might have him on and it's like,
It could be a lighthearted one. It
Yeah,
doesn't need to
exactly.
be so serious. It
right,
could be one,
yeah, just something cool and him
Yeah.
just be there as
talking
a word.
about your partner
you know
and
what?
whatever.
Obviously,
Right.
he's giving you that kind of support. So he's obviously giving
And if
the
he's making
the
you laugh,
good
then
words.
you know that's
Exactly.
you're going in the right
then
direction.
Yeah.
that would be one that he can come on. That then he's going to be that voice of of laughter. He's going to be that one.
Yeah,
that's
I
something.
agree. There could be really good chemistry there, as far as making a podcast and laughter and everything.
Mhm.
I definitely agree on it. I don't know why I never thought of it,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well,
for
yeah.
sure. I will talk to him about it. Definitely. That
you
is
know.
definitely going on the books as something that will most
Yeah,
likely happen.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah.
agree.
And like I said, you have him as like as the refreshing voice every handful of episodes. I'm saying like every 5 episodes or whatever, but have him on there. You do 10 episodes, and it's like
You can even have me on as a guest one
no,
time.
we said a happy one.
Well,
though.
I already thought we agreed on that.
Oh,
You're
look at
definitely
you.
going to, right?
Yeah,
You're definitely going to be
I
a
would love
guest.
to be a guest on your podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And even if you want it to be just like I'm interviewing you as you,
Mhm.
and
Whatever
you
you
can
want
talk
to
a
do.
little bit about you. I think that would be
I-
Yeah,
fascinating.
that would be kind of cool, actually.
I'd
Yeah,
take the 5th.
yeah. You know what though? That would be kind of cool.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll
No, it
give
would.
you.
It would.
I'll give you the questions beforehand,
Right,
so you
yeah.
can cross
I
a
want a
few
list,
out.
please,
That
so I
you
can-
say,
No,
we're not
that's-
answering that one.
Right.
That's
Can you imagine?
cheating.
I like to see the questions first before I get started.
No, what is this guy, bro? No, you politician? No, get out of
no,
here.
no, I would never do that, bro.
No, you gotta do it right off the cuff.
I would
man.
gracefully answer whatever it is that I don't feel comfortable with.
Yeah, then you could say
Right,
that. Yeah, no,
exactly.
no,
That's
no,
what
no,
I
no,
gotta
of
say.
course.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
that it would be uncomfortable, but I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
saying,
Yeah, like
Yes.
we won't tell nobody about you running on the street naked.
No, I didn't do that.
You know,
That I didn't
or in
do.
a tutu. We're not
No,
gonna tell nobody
I
about
didn't
those
do
things.
tutu.
Yeah.
Kelly, that was a good show.
I saw the pictures. It just came out. I'm sorry. No, but seriously, that would be cool. You have this, that, you just had, like you said, we said before, do what's in your heart. Talk to those
Right.
that could be that feedback. I'm interested
Yeah.
in listening to the one you just said. What your friend that's
Oh,
cancer
that
and whatnot.
recovered from
Yeah.
cancer.
That would-
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah,
an
like that one I'm
interesting
interested
show.
in listening to. You know what I mean? And like I
Yeah.
said, just do it from the heart. Stay sincere. Stay true to yourself. You know what I
Right.
mean? And don't let
Yeah.
anybody tell you different. It doesn't matter. And once
Agreed.
you're doing it,
Absolutely
you're
not,
chilling.
yeah.
You're good, man. Once
Yeah,
you
enjoy
do
it. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Because I look forward to when we do this. I look forward to it. I look forward to coming home, getting my stuff ready, going downstairs, setting up, and get everything going. Checking it. You
It's
have the
like
radio playing.
therapeutic,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
one of my
you
best
know?
part of my days.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. No devices. You're
Right.
having
No.
a real conversation.
Yeah.
And I mean, how often do we have real, conversations, whether it's over the phone or in person nowadays? You
Yeah.
know.
I always say
So,
that. I always tell Tanya,
Yeah.
call her up.
Yeah.
She's texting. I'm like, call her up and listen to the words.
Yeah, that are going to come out of her mouth.
Right. Sometimes
Yes.
you need to talk to somebody.
Yes.
You can't-
Absolutely,
the text- 'cause you can
absolutely. But I
read-
think we've gotten spoiled with not really having to. You can kind of go, and there's no emotion you don't have to hear someone else's voice,
Mhm.
you know?
That's true, because you
And
avoid
so
it.
it kind of
But then you
protects
misread
you.
it. You know, like, what the hell does
Right.
he mean? Have
Yeah,
a nice day. Who the fuck is he to tell you
Right.
have a nice day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got, kind of chunky fingers kind of thing going.
Right.
So now I'm trying to
Yeah.
text and
The
it's
wrong
like,
thing.
it's like, oh my God, it was great. And there's
Right. Instead of saying
cake.
it feels nipply out there, you
Yeah.
said, how's your nipple? I mean, what the hell's
exactly,
going on?
Yeah. That is awesome.
If you said that to me, Dad, I wouldn't think it was
Yeah.
a typo.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
see?
think it was for real.
Oh, no, I don't think I would ever say that to you, honey. And if I did, I would correct it immediately.
Yeah. That's
You're like,
not
"Oh,
it. That's not it.
hold up. That's not what I meant to write.
That is the funniest shit ever.
Dad,
man. Holy fuck.
I'm dying laughing over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Come on.
but seriously, like, I think Kenny's right. You have fun with it. You enjoy it. You laugh.
Yeah.
The laughs will come when they're supposed to, and when you need to be lighthearted and kind of break the ice or whatever it is, all those things will happen. Like Kenny said, just go with your gut. Don't second
Yeah.
guess yourself,
Mhm.
and just have fun with it. And I think people are going to enjoy it, and I think they're going to get a lot of benefit out of it. But here's the other thing: not only will they be getting any benefit out of it, but you will as well.
Hell
Because
yeah.
it's
Oh,
therapy
yeah.
for
Yes,
you
Sure.
exactly.
as well.
Exactly.
It's going to be so
Yeah.
good for you in so many ways.
A lot of
It's
this
gonna
is
be-
selfish, definitely, because
Yeah.
I know.
I don't think it's selfish.
Yeah,
I think-
no, not at all.
Not necessarily selfish, but like I do totally understand the benefits for me, by doing this. Just even if no one listened,
Mhm.
just by doing it and using my voice to say what I believe is true,
Yep.
to hopefully make a difference in the world or at least in one person's life.
Yep.
That's going to be, ridiculously therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like I said,
And,
once you speak your truth, everybody else is gonna be like, oh, is that easy? Oh my God. I'm gonna do it.
it's
You know what I
something-
mean?
Yeah.
That-
you hope
that's my
what-
belief.
You hope that's what
Yeah.
will happen, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, that would be the
You know,
ideal situation, I think.
Mm-hmm.
but
Because I
some-
mean,
The world might get a little crazy for a couple of months, but yeah,
well,
that would
again,
be
but that's
if
what it's all
everybody
about.
just woke up all of a sudden.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but that's what it's
matrix.
about, though. It's just that, like I said, it's that
Yeah.
one thing. It's that
Yeah.
one voice. It's that one
Yeah.
word. It's that one
and
saying
you might inspire somebody else
to do the same
do
or
the same
more.
thing and
Yeah.
and do their own thing.
Exactly, and that's when you
Right.
get the partnerships,
Right.
that you get to talk and
Exactly.
to vent and to be there. That then, like I said, because of what your podcast is about, that could be that one time that you have a therapist on and help, them deal
Right.
with whatever, a social worker, through one of the community outreach programs or whatever that you're doing or dealing with.
Yeah, that's how
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
And,
awesome.
That's what it's all about. And
Yeah.
like I said, that it's awesome. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? To have that, to be able to do that, I mean, like I said, we
I
have our serious
agree.
shows here, every once in a while we have the serious thing and,
Yeah.
but it's still that,
Right, we do still have
You
a little
still
bit of
enjoy
life.
it.
Yeah, we still
Exactly.
enjoy
no
it.
matter
we're-
what
and
the
we'll-
topic is.
Yeah.
and we'll still goof around
yeah,
regardless.
and we're learning from each other every time, It's something like,
yeah.
I didn't know that was, no way, you serious?
Yeah.
And
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's awesome. It's
Exactly.
great. That's cool then. That is cool. And I'm
What-
glad you got a list.
And
I'm
what is
fucking-
how does your man feel about you doing this? Is he happy about it? Is he,
He is happy about it as long as it doesn't have a negative impact on me.
That's
There you go.
totally
it-
understandable.
Basically, as long as it's something that's going to be good for me, he's totally for it.
Mhm.
But if he sees it somehow affecting me in a negative way or, just
Right.
not being good for me, then I don't think he would support it. Thank goodness.
Right, right.
I have someone like that, but yeah, so for right now, because, all sensors seem to be go and everything looks on the up and up, I think that everyone is supportive of this endeavor.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. And even if they weren't, I'd do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it just
Yeah,
because.
well, you say you don't want me to? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, let me know. Let me know when you pay a bill, then we'll discuss it.
Right.
Until
Yeah,
then, shut
right.
your ass up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Later for
Yeah.
that shit, man. Yeah, no, enjoy it. You're gonna do amazing
Yeah,
things.
and
You're
I'm
gonna do
glad we
amazing
did.
things. And the thing is, and I think too, like for me, because I am the dreamer over here on this one.
I dream, but I just try to keep a check on it.
Yeah. See, I don't. I'm just like going bananas. But at the same time, but that, it's. I know, like for me, the famous, You know what I mean? Oh, we're going to be famous. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. We're not going to have to work a real job ever again. You know, then here it is. It's going to be that, you know, we're like 65 years old.
And we're still doing this.
And we're still doing this. And like, we're not famous yet. You know what I mean? But it's now, but it's the.
I still
it's
have
the
fun
how.
doing it.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. But it's now the kind of famous. Okay.
Right.
So like for us,
Right.
you know, I'm talking about famous that, you know, I'm going to be hanging out with, you know, with Jeff Foxworthy. I'm going to be
Okay.
hanging out, you know, at a concert
Jeff
somewhere.
Foxworthy.
Hell
You're
yeah,
gonna be
that's
in the
going to be great.
barbershop
Like, you just
with
pulled that one
LeBron
right
and
out.
Yeah,
Jay-Z.
exactly. With Jay, there you go. You see exactly.
Jay-Z.
See, because I can get along anywhere.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So like, it's that you're gonna be famous in how you make people feel, and your name is gonna be like a household word. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And that's what I feel
Right.
for you.
I hear you.
Because
Yeah,
it's going
that's
to
awesome.
be. It's going to be that, you know what? I was listening to you know, Jennifer's podcast, and they're like, what podcast? What the hell are you talking about? You know, Wounded Warrior Women? You never heard of that? Right? Said it right?
Woman.
Woman.
Close,
You know?
but you're
yeah,
almost
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. But then they're like, what? And they're going to turn around and they're going to look it up and they're going to spread the word. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it's going to
Yeah.
be, listen to the groovy stuff that she's saying. She knows what she's talking about. You know what I mean? And that's what I see for you, man. That, Jenny,
Thank
that's going
you.
to be your thing, and you're going to be that kind of famous. So, you know,
Awesome.
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
yes. Yes. So one more again, say all your
Yeah, do you tell us
your promo
everybody
stuff.
where where they can find you, you know?
Okay, yeah. Email me for the podcast with any questions or any ideas at healingintyourpower@gmail.com. And you can find me on Facebook if you search for Wounded Warrior Woman. And on that page, you'll find my website, the link to my website, and it's also a community. So everybody is welcome to join. All human beings. If you're human, you are welcome. All right?
Excellent. Yes. So thank
Works
you
for
very
me.
much for being here.
Yeah, Jen.
And so you have a good one. You be safe. And
Thank you
say-
so
You
much.
guys
put
too,
this-
and thank
good
you
luck
for
with
having
everything.
me.
No, thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here. And
Thank
we're gonna
you.
end this one with your music here in the background. We'll do this. And so love, peace, and hair grease.
Live long and prosper.
And you guys have a great night.
All right. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Love you.